Last week, a lot of you guys wanted to talk about the BLACKPINK SNSD mix-up on Good Morning America, but I didn't really know what else I could have added to that conversation, you know? It would have been me just asking the whole time, how does this get past a crew of writers, editors, and producers that give the final okay? More than just an oversight or a mistake though, a lot of people view this as a form of racism and that these mass media companies ultimately don't really care. A lot of people believe that they're just using K-pop and names like BTS for ratings because it's the big thing, it's breaking YouTube records. They don't take the time and effort to do some research, and I do believe that to a certain degree. But then fans came across something that was a bit upsetting because it's so lazy. So how did this clip of Girls' Generation get used when they're mentioning BLACKPINK? Well, it's because they recycled the same clips for a segment about K-pop they did back in 2012 when Gangnam Style blew up. Same side clips, same Girls' Generation clips, and same clip of the same fan. Hey, I know it's a whole thing to get rights to use new footage. By the way, I know Jungyeon's sister used to train at SM, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is that Seungyeon next to baby Sugi and Irene? Anyway, so maybe they couldn't get any of the rights for BLACKPINK footage quick enough. But I think there are two even quicker solutions. Number A, just don't mention BLACKPINK's name so you don't put yourself into the situation. Or number B, and I think the second one is even better. Because yes, BLACKPINK is a huge name at the moment and I get why they need to be mentioned in this segment. And you need footage, right? Well, how about you use the footage of BLACKPINK from your own show? You already own it. And if you're talking about how big K-pop is, you can even use the footage of BLACKPINK fans outside of your studio. Okay, you know what? Let's calm down here. It's just, I want all of this to be given a little bit more respect. These artists come from a different part of the globe to perform on your show. And yes, it benefits them too, but it also benefits you. It's a trade-off. You put in effort, thought, and careful considerations when it comes to these things, and they work hard to give you the best performance they can, even if they're in the middle of a tour. Concerts and touring and things like that is not easy for both the artist and the crew. It's super taxing. Lisa recently told a story of how being exhausted affected her sleep in a scary way. You guys can actually check it out. She speaks English the whole time. So how many of you guys have ever had sleep paralysis? As far as I know, it's not dangerous or life-threatening, but like we said, it can be kind of scary. It's like your mind is awake, but your body isn't ready yet. I know people who get it sometimes, and the story Lisa told was textbook sleep paralysis. Or she's just haunted. She said after a long day, she was so tired, she went to sleep by herself and she heard banging on something. But she couldn't open her eyes or even move to see what it was. And then at some point while she's just kind of stuck like this, she heard someone creepily laughing right next to her. Which similar things are common during sleep paralysis. It's like a mix between a dream and your real surroundings, if I'm understanding it correctly. Some people see dark, shadowy figures and things like that. But yeah, that just kind of goes to show you how draining their lifestyle can be. And that's why it kind of bothers me when it's not given the proper respect or is neglected in some way. And you know what? A lot of times, it's not by outside foreign companies. You can be neglected by your own people. So last week, we talked about how Joy ran off stage due to fireworks going off close to her. And what made it worse was that she already had a bit of trauma from past experiences with pyrotechnics. And in that conversation, I said, let's just hope that this incident helps them prepare for the next one, whether that's letting Joy know in advance so she can be farther away, or just brace herself, or just not have it at all. Well, none of those solutions were implemented. She had another similar incident, didn't run away this time, but was still visibly distressed. And because she apologized for it last time, you could tell she was just trying to fight through it this time. And this time though, fans are even more upset because it could have been avoided, especially because it happened just recently. I can't help but think this is making things worse for her. She's just gonna be on edge every time she steps foot on stage now. I don't know who's in charge of this or whose responsibility this is, whether it's SM or people who are running the concert or people who are supposed to be the communication between the two. But I know one person we can all depend on to step up and protect Joy, and that's Wendy. So after the show, when everyone's walking out, Wendy actually told Joy to stay back a bit in case they did have more fireworks planned for the finale. And then in a really cute moment, Joy holds on to Wendy as they make their way through the stage. I don't know about fireworks, but here come the waterworks.